Now, I've seen a lot of discussion about whether Tidal Wave deserves to get a star rate, and the discussion doesn't seem to be dying anytime soon, since people are very, very passionate about the level. Now, my opinion on the whole situation is that it doesn't quite deserve the star rate, however, it has so much potential to be rated or even featured. So, without any bullshit, let me just dive right into the discussion. You get it? Get it? Alright, so honestly, the main issue of the level is that the block design is way too dense. The creator just kind of spammed a lot of small details into the small structures, which causes the level to look very messy, especially since it's moving at high speeds most of the time. Now, I pursued a diploma in game design, and while game design itself doesn't apply to a level, what does apply is general design principles. I was taught to never put too many small details in a small area, especially if you're not going to notice it or look at it from a close angle, since it sacrifices a lot of clarity and makes the object look very messy and noisy. Now, going back to Tidal Wave, this level's main block design team has a lot of small details inside the structures throughout the whole level, and honestly, it could remove some of the unnecessary small details that people wouldn't notice unless looking at a still image, and the level would look much more cleaner. The first half of the level, even with the messy block designs, honestly looks decent, and if that's the level in itself, I think it would deserve a star rate. This is because the background is dark all the way, so your eyes are naturally guided to notice the structures more than the empty, dark background, which does lessen the blow of having clarity in the block design being hindered, since the player will notice a bit more detail than usual. However, this changes on the second half of the level, where the background finally changes into a vibrant scenery of the horizon and the sun. Suddenly, there's more to focus on in the background since it uses a very bright and vibrant shades of blue and yellow, so your eyes have to split its focus between the background and the structures. This means that your eyes cannot fully focus on the design details, which will make the blocks look even messier than it is, and would omit a lot of small details that are quite unnecessary. This is also amplified with the fact that the background is quite simplistic as compared to the foreground, making the difference very jarring. If the structures are simplified slightly, I think that this level will look visually cleaner and more sleek, especially since this level is themed around water, which is usually associated with elegance, smoothness, and being clean. Now, aside from that, there are also other smaller issues with the level, such as the second half of the level being lesser quality than the first, with a lot more empty spaces, which makes the level feel incomplete. The level also feels quite rigid and lifeless at times due to the lack of pulses in the block designs, lack of color variety, not even slightly, and the structure movements feeling very rigid and mechanical instead of smooth and elegant. This can be easily fixed, however, by making the structure pulse more frequently and making the pulses change the hue slightly to have a wider range of colors on screen, which does make a noticeable difference in the grand scheme of things. The movements can also be more fluid and smooth by avoiding sudden movements when the player is near, and also add various decorations that will move back and forth throughout the level, such as the saw blades. These small changes will overall make a huge difference to the level and would garner the level even a feature. So anyways, that's just my opinion on why Tidal Wave still hasn't gotten the star rate. Bye bye.